I want to show you a very simple mini system. Now, it's considered a mini system because of its simplicity. We are going to use two different moving averages. We're going to use two different time frames, and we're simply looking for crossovers. Now, this is the 313 EMA trading system. I showed this to a trader about 10 years ago, and recently he got in touch, and he's still using this trading system. He's been using it for the last 10 years, every day, making money using this one simple system. And I want to show you how this system works. Now, again, it uses two different moving averages, and we can see these little ticks on the chart. These are here for clarity for the video. I'm going to start with a blank chart. We're going to set this up from the beginning. So I'm going to add two exponential moving averages. So in indicators, technicals, I type in moving average, and I'm going to select this exponential, and I'll click it 2 times because I want 2 instances of that. And in here, I'm going to choose my EMA, the settings. The first one is going to be a 3 period. I'm going to color this one red and make the line a little thicker. And the next one is going to be a 13 period. So I'll color this one blue and I'll make that a little thicker. And we are good to go. We've got our 2 exponential moving averages on the chart. And this is all we need for this trading system. Now, like I said before, I've got a different indicator that for the video does show the crossovers a little more clearly. So I'm going to add that now, again, just for clarity's sake for the video. And that is a custom indicator called the switch. So I'm going to add that to the charts. And with the switch, I'm going to turn the settings to 3 and 13. They are EMAs. Hit OK. And this is going to better identify where those crossovers happen. Now, you don't need this indicator on the chart. Again, it's simply the crossovers that we're looking for. Now, like I mentioned, we're using 2 different time frames. We're going to use the 15-minute as the time frame that tells us what direction to trade, and the 5-minute is the time frame that's going to tell us when to trade. So we're looking for signals on the 5-minute and the trend direction on the 15-minute. Now, you can use any 2 time frames you like. You can use the 15-minute and the 1 hour. You could use the 1 hour and the 4 hour. But for this video, I'm going to use the 5-minute and the 15-minute because that gets me in and out of trades fairly quickly. So let's take a look at an example. We have this section in here where the market is moving down. We've got the 3 below the 13 EMA. So I'm going to mark that off with a couple of vertical lines. Here we've got the beginning of that downtrend. Now, when the candle closes, that signal pops up and we have the official crossover. So it's the start of this next candle where we're going to start looking for trades. And we'll mark off kind of the end of this as well. All right, so we've got the beginning of the trend, the end of the trend, and now we're going to switch to the 5-minute and see what kind of trades we could get with this. On the 5-minute time frame, we're going to find those 2 vertical lines, and now we're going to look for the crossovers to the downside. We want to pull back far enough to pull that 3 EMA above that 13 EMA and then back down again into that trending direction. So we get 1 trade signal right in here. This is the first trade signal. And then we get a second trade signal in here. And we can see how well both of these worked simply using 2 exponential moving averages, the 3 and the 13. Now, placing a trade with this is fairly easy. What I do is I'm going to be looking at that signal candle, and I want to place an entry below the low of that signal candle. I try not to get in with the market order. Every once in a while, you do get into a trade that reverses on you instantly. And if you can enter just a little bit later and have the market show that it will push lower, sometimes that's going to save you from the odd bad trade. So my entry is going to be just below the signal candle and my stop loss just above the most recent swing high. And to start, you want to go for at least 1-to-1. Now, if you can get a 2-to-1 out of this, that would be ideal. So we get this beautiful 2-to-1 trade on this one sell signal here. So we get our 2-to-1 easily hit, and we get a second trade, and we see that that one also goes for 2-to-1. Now again, just below the signal candle, stop loss just above the swing high. And in this case, that signal candle is the swing high. And now we'll go for 2-to-1. We can see that right in here. And that also was an easily hit target. So let's move back to the 15-minute and we'll see if we can see anything else. Now, this is an area where the trend is up. We'll take a look at this, but it doesn't yield any kind of trades. The trend goes up and then it just pulls right back. And that's going to happen from time to time. So we'll mark off the beginning of that section. So it's these 2 vertical lines, and we'll go to the 5-minute, move way over. So at this point, we're looking for a buy trade and we just don't get a signal to go along. and then the trend turns down. So let's go back to the 15-minute, and we can see another area where we have sell trades. The trend is down. So I'll mark that off. We get the trend turning down. It pops up, crosses up just for one candle, and then crosses back down again. So let's take a look at that section. So we've got the market moving down, popping back up. So we'll mark off that section. Let's get rid of these other vertical lines and these order windows here. And now we move down to the 5-minute and we'll look for those trading opportunities. So in this section, we get trading opportunity number 1, trading opportunity number 2, and trading opportunity number 3. And we see how well all 3 of these trades work out just following the trend of that 15-minute 313 setup. Now we've looked at a couple of trends that were down. Let's see what we can find for trends that are up. So there's lots of opportunities in here. We've got a section in here. We've got another section in here. So let's mark off some of those sections in here. So we've got the first section right here where we get this cross up. Now we get the cross up here. So let's take a look at that. And then we get the pullback into this area here. So let's look at that on the 5-minute. We'll find those vertical lines, and what we get are a couple of different signals. Now this is a signal in here where we would have been stopped out. If we had taken this trade, this little spike down would have taken us out of the trade. And that is going to happen. You're not going to find a system that wins 100% of the time. But we get another signal right here, and this signal has a little bit of a nice follow through. We would have made money on this market move up. So let's find the next one. The next one is right here. So we're looking at a market that moves up. We get the bullish trend as the 3 is above the 13 on the 5-minute time frame. Again, we'll find those vertical lines. And on this one, we get one significant trade. We get a market that moves up, pulls back. We get an entry order right here above the high of this one candle. Let's zoom in just a little bit. And we get that long trade. So just above the high, just below the swing lows where the stop loss will be placed. I'll be looking at about a 2-to-1 target on this one. And this one moves very nicely and it hits our target very easily. So we have really nice looking buy trades using the 3 and the 13 EMAs. We have really nice looking sell trades, again, using the 3 and the 13 EMAs. This is simply the 3-13 EMA crossover mini system. Give it a try and see what you think.